Oi, punters, I hate to have to tell you this, but you just got scammed out of billions of dollars. Again. How? Well, how does it always happen, right? With corrupt, self-serving politics. What do you mean I can't say that? Well, it was all perfectly legal. I could get sued. Well, all right, how about this? I tell you punters what happened, and you tell me whether you think it is corruption or just coincidence. Oi, while you're there, if you like my stuff, you could give a sub to the channel. I'm trying to get to 100k before the end of the year. That would be a great help. Okay, on with it. I made this Instagram reel, and let's go through it now piece by piece, and I'll add in some bits that I couldn't fit into the 1.5-minute Instagram reel. Here we go. Here to announce a big deal that we have just signed with USA Gas Corporation Tamboran. What do you think it's kind of? Can I see that deal? It's confidential. How much did you pay them? I don't see how that's relevant. It says here $1 billion. Did you give them $1 billion? Who told you? Did any other corporations compete for this contract, or did you just give it to these bludgeons? We just gave it to them. Oh, we got ripped off again. Guys, we got ripped off again. No. Okay, so the Northern Territory very recently, a year or two ago, greenlit fracking, which up until this point, you weren't able to do in the Northern Territory. Fracking is just taking a bunch of chemicals and water and injecting it into the earth, cracking shale or whatever it is, and then the gas will kind of leak out, and then they try and capture the gas as it leaks out. Very rough explanation, not a scientist. Let's say not the safest practice for water sources and the surrounding environment. So on top of that, Tamboran just signed a deal with the Northern Territory government where the government allows them to frack the frack out of their place, and we don't know much about, but we know that we gave them that it's roughly worth $1 billion. And the details of the contracts and the costs have not been made with the public. So you want to know why your electricity prices are so high? It's because of deals like this. It's because the government does secret deals that we don't know if it's a fixed price, spikes in global gas prices, when it's our freaking gas. And you want to know the end result of deals exactly like this? Aussie's most expensive gas in the world. I've brought this up before, but Aussie punters, you guys are paying $11.73 a gigajoule. The US is paying $2.50. That's right. The US has their own gas that they're fracking, and so do we. Except our government are idiots. Or are they self-serving? Let's continue. Oh, we're getting lots of royalties. Oh yeah? How much in royalties have we gotten in gas from the Northern Territory so far? Nothing yet. So you gave away $150 billion of our gas for free. But yeah, do these budgets even pay tax? Tax? Jobs, they're going to give lots of jobs. For what, 0.7% of the population? Now, for $150 billion, you could have bought us all a house. Would have been cheaper. Is that your government advice? Okay, so the next section of this is all the claims that they make about the deal. So the person I'm pretending to be in this video giving the government announcement is this person right here, Chief Minister Nicole Madison. And what she says about this deal that she helped craft along with someone else who I'm going to introduce in a second, she says that this deal will help create jobs, deliver affordable power and reliable power, as well as deliver royalties to the Northern Territory government. The video goes through a few of those, so start with jobs. The gas industry is a small employer employing less than 1 in 100 jobs, 0.7% of the Northern Territory workforce. So, no, it doesn't really provide many frickin' jobs for what it costs us. The government, like I said, could just give everyone a house or just give everyone something, and it would be more affordable than the way they're getting jobs here, because obviously it's not really about jobs. It's about, we'll find out in a second. Does it deliver affordable energy? No, gas is the main input in our energy mix, and that's the main reason why our energy prices are so high and as you see here, our most expensive gas in the world. So no, it's not delivering affordable power either. What about royalties? Well, let's go back to the Australia Institute there. In the last 4 years, multinational companies made $149 billion worth of gas. So we gave away $150 billion worth of gas and got no royalties for that. And the Northern Territory specifically gave away $37 billion worth of gas for free if royalties had been charged. And this is a low royalty rate. This isn't even what Norway or Qatar charges on their stuff. If we just got a low royalty rate, we would have gotten $13
billion, and that's just for the Northern Territory alone. So for $13 billion, do you really think it's worth 0.7% of population jobs? And the most expensive power in the world. So this deal is really falling apart. So all of the claims that this minister has said, ex-minister, are complete and utter crap. But they repeat it all the time. People just think, oh, gas and mining is really good for our economy. We are literally shoveling money to USA corporations. So Tamboran is a USA Texan-owned gas corporation that we have just gone, oi, would you like all of our wealth? Here you go, for free. Now let's come to the part of how the bloody hell a deal like this happens that delivers us the most expensive power in the world, no royalties, no jobs, and a whopping great cleanup bill after we pollute the water table, ruin our farmland, and have to pay to clean it all up when they leave. Well, we're about to find out.
Isn't he a lobbyist for the Tamboran Gas Corporation? He used to be, but he stopped a few weeks ago. So you signed a deal that gives us bugger all royalties, all while being advised by a lobbyist from Tamboran Gas Corporation, and we're not allowed to see the deal. What are you getting out of this? In completely unrelated news, I will be stepping down in my role as minister. I've been given a fantastic opportunity at Tamboran. No further questions. Whoa, hang on. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. The job before. No further questions. Thank you. Here to it.
So this character I'm playing here is a mix of two ministers. Deputy Chief Minister Nicole Madison of the Labor Party here. She has just, as you can read here, taken a role with fracking company, US Gas Corporation and tax bludger Tamboran. What's the role? She will be Tamboran's new Vice President of Government Relations and Public Affairs. That's the job that politicians go into. They don't go into this to help people. Don't be fooled. Politicians that do this, they show all their cards at the end when they cash you out to get a cushy job. When they go into a job that is Vice President of Government Relations, that is them monetizing their political connections. When politician Madison is saying, oh, it's a really good gas development, it's going to create all of this stuff which we know isn't true. What could be inspiring this? Well, coincidence or conspiracy, she's just gotten a mad, cushy gig at the very company that her government that she was high up in passed a cushy deal with. I think I want to just re-highlight about this deal is that this deal that they signed as a major gas supply contract was done without tender. That means there was no competition. That's like walking into a car yard and just pointing at the first car and saying, give me that. No negotiation, no competition. I don't want to see any other brands. It's like you didn't even look at the car. You're just buying it sight unseen. And so if there's no competition, no public tender process by which the government can assess who might be best to supply the gas, if they are just literally silver plate handing a deal to this corporation, do we really think that we are going to get a good deal? Well, we've already established it is guaranteed to be a terrible deal that we are going to be footing the bill on. And once again, how does this happen? Well, it looks like it's just for a few freaking jobs. Punters, it gets worse. Like I said, I couldn't fit everything in here. I'm also occupying the character of the Chief Minister, this lovely lady here, Natasha Files, who recently resigned, and we're going to find out why. Well, because of a few bloody things. She failed to disclose shares she held. Now, what kinds of shares did she fail to disclose? Oh, it was shares in a gas company called Woodside. And also some shares in BHP and some shares in a mining company called South 32, which locals have been lobbying for years to have the mine tested for potential health impacts on human health, but to no avail. I wonder why. She's got some shares in it, and it would probably be bad for her portfolio if anything came to light about the bad impacts on human health. I don't know. We need to look into that. It gets even worse because one of her senior political advisors, ready for it, Jared Richardson, co-owns a company that lobbied on behalf of mining company Tamboran. And who got the secret, invisible, no tender, no competition deal from the government that they are invested in? That's right, it was Tamboran. You can't make this stuff up. So the top 2 ministers of the Northern Territory, the ministers responsible for signing these deals, one had vested interests in the gas industry, both likely being advised by a lobbyist for Tamboran, and then the other one, Nicole, leaves her job in the government. Oh, my heart's not in it anymore. I loved serving the people. Goes and takes the job with the very corporation she set up, the dodgiest secret deal that we know for certain is going to scam Aussie punters out of billions of dollars of our own wealth. When we look back in history and go, how did Australia, one of the most resource-rich countries in the world, just piss away its wealth? Well, this is exactly how, and it has just happened, and it is so blatant, it is so obvious. I just am losing my mind just looking at how all of these coincidences just seem to perfectly line up. Now, one final look at Tamboran. Well, as I mentioned, Tamboran is a Texan, USA-based fracking company that has looked to Australia, looked over the fence and gone, you know what's even more lucrative than fracking in the United States? It's fracking in a country that will give you their resources for free in an uncompetitive tender. And all it costs you is a job, and this is the really insulting part, $28,000 to the Northern Territory Labor government. I am insulted at how low that money is. At this price, I could buy a politician. Maybe that's what we've got to do, punters. We need to pool our money. Maybe I'll raise money to give to a politician. That would be actually pretty fun. And then we can offer them a job. How about that? That would be fan-bloody-tastic. Because 28 grand is super, super affordable. I should just highlight the fact when the government does these deals, they give these corporate bludgers money, billions of dollars of our taxpayer money, along with the gas. It's like a little cash bonus. Hey, thanks for ripping us off. So what they did is they took the government cash and then scurried off to a tax haven. Michael West, thanks Callum Foote here. The American gas fracker who got government grants threatened journalists, so they threatened to sue Michael West and his journalists here. Oh, maybe that's how I get sued. Hey, I'm just reading stuff online. Don't come after me. I'm just reading what's here. They have shifted control of Tamboran to a US secrecy jurisdiction, Delaware. So they moved to this tax jurisdiction because it would be far harder for the Australian public to scrutinise Tamboran's corporate activity. And so a Senate inquiry in the Northern Territory heard that Sweet Pea Petroleum, now a subsidiary of Tamboran, was previously owned by a US investment firm that had created a shell company, Longview Petroleum in Delaware. When you're shifting things, shell companies here, there, and everywhere, punters, let me take a punt for you. These bludgers, because they've already been approved, they're already exploring, they already start stealing our gas. I'm sorry, taking it legally for free because we're letting them do it. I'm going to take a punt that these bludgers pay bugger all tax. Tell me what you reckon in the comments below, but I'm taking a punt. Good odds on them paying bloody nothing. Just like Santos and a lot of other gas bludgers that we have leeching off our Australian societies. So one final look. This is the politician that did the most recent deal to scam and sell us out. This is what the other one looks like. And you ask yourself why Norway, tiny country with a bit of oil, has $1.7 trillion in sovereign wealth, and Australia is $900 billion in sovereign debt, almost $1 trillion in debt. This is why. These politicians are why. We could have the best healthcare, we could have dental and Medicare, we could have free university, you bloody name it, we can discuss it and we can have it because that's the kind of wealth we're dealing with. That's the kind of wealth that we are giving away to these bludgers for free, all for a few jobs. So you tell me, punters in the comments below, corruption or coincidence? Hey, I'm not saying anything. I would never impugn that these politicians are corrupt or that these corporations are corrupt. I would never say that. That's up for you to decide. We're all free-thinking people for now. Please share this with a punter that doesn't know how scammed we're getting. Massive thanks to we the punters over on Patreon. These are the punters that keep me making the videos that I think are important, like this one, and not just the videos that get the clicks. Oh man, please, I hope I get the clicks. Speaking of clicks, like, subscribe to the channel would be amazing. I've got a podcast that comes out every single Wednesday, everywhere you get your podcasts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, punts.